The sky crackles, thunder echoing across the heavens, a storm unlike any other, a storm of liberation. Thor, mighty son of Odin, has unleashed a tempest, one that swallows the earth in blinding lightning. As the storm rages, it frees the Asgardians trapped within their mortal hosts. Each bolt is a whisper of power, a cry for freedom. But even the god of thunder is not immune to its fury. The storm overwhelms him. He staggers, exhausted, his strength fading. He turns to Blake, his mortal counterpart, one final request on his lips. "Find Sif," he breathes, his voice a dying whisper. "Tell her of my love." Thor collapses, crashing to the earth, the impact leaving a crater where the god once stood. Balder and Hogun rush to his side, struggling to carry the heavy burden of a fallen god. They take him back to Asgard, to the chambers where he may rest, where his power may be restored. But even in his weakened state, Thor has a plan. Falki arrives, bringing the Odin casket, an artifact capable of healing the greatest of wounds. It will place Thor into a deep slumber, one that can bridge life and death. A coma, like the mortals sometimes use, to heal the broken soul. Balder stands watch, the weight of responsibility heavy upon him. But as he lifts his eyes, he realizes he is not alone. Don Blake appears before him. "I hear what Thor hears," Blake says, his voice filled with quiet understanding. "I know what must be done." Blake leaves Asgard, and the dream begins. Inside the Odin casket, Thor drifts, lost between life and death. His dreams are of Hugin and Munin, the ravens, who speak to him of destiny. They speak of his father, Odin, and the cost of ruling Asgard. They speak of war and the strange sounds of battle that echo from over the hill. Thor rises, drawn to the sounds. Meanwhile, Blake is far from Asgard, boarding a plane to New York, seeking someone, a woman, a name, Jane Foster. But back in the realm of gods, Thor's journey takes a darker turn. He finds his father, Odin, locked in a battle with Surtur. Odin, weakened but victorious, speaks to Thor, and what he says chills the very bones of the thunder god. "There is a truth you must know, my son," Odin says. "To be a god, we must kill our fathers." Odin tells Thor of his own youth, a time before mortals even walked the earth. He walked a desolate Midgard, thinking it barren, so he breathed life into mankind. His father, Bor, did not approve. To punish Odin, Bor cursed humanity with suffering, pain, every hardship imaginable. And when war came, Bor chased a frost giant into a trap, where a sorcerer turned him into living snow. Odin found him too late. But Bor's last words haunted Odin. "Find the most powerful sorcerers and restore me." Yet Odin did nothing. He became king, and with that came the power to choose his own fate. The story unfolds, revealing a twisted destiny. Odin's greatest regret, his sin, was the death of Laufey, the frost giant king. And when he did slay him, he took Loki as his own son, thinking it would heal the curse placed upon him. But it was not to be. But the real truth was this. In the midst of it all, Loki, ever the trickster, orchestrated the entire plan. In Las Vegas, a woman walks through the streets, elegant, mysterious. She is Hela, the goddess of death. Loki, trapped within a female host, seeks vengeance against Thor. To enact his plan, he must be restored to his original body. Together, Hela and Loki combine their powers, sending him back in time to Jotunheim, to the battle where it all began. Loki finds Bor, the father of Odin, and casts a spell, turning him into living snow. His vengeance, a moment decades in the making, is finally realized. But the true manipulation begins. Loki, now in his original body, speaks to his younger self, urging him to react a certain way when Odin slays Laufey. "Tell him what he wants to hear," Loki instructs. "Let him adopt you. It is the only way." And so, the cycle is set in motion. As Loki returns to the present, he is restored to his male form, but something else lingers. Hela recognizes the stolen female body he used upon his arrival as that of Sif, the woman Thor loves. She warns Loki, telling him he is playing a dangerous game. But Loki doesn't care. His final betrayal will come to fruition. He is determined to break Thor, to tear apart the very foundation of the gods themselves. As Loki resumes Sif's form, he looks to the future with malice. This is only the beginning.